Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on this trial run of seeking to kind of stitch together videos and allow those to be the presentations of all the chairs, and then hopefully our Zoom can consist of conversation and questions if we have them. And so I got a few questions about why we're trying to do it this way, and I wanted to try to bring some clarity. First, this is a trial run. I mentioned the idea to Virginia a few months ago, after the last conference, and I thought, it might help all of us if we could kind of present in this video format, and then during the actual time for Zoom, then we could have that time for conversation if we need to. And so a few reasons that we're hoping to do it this way as we go. First, this allows time for people to kind of digest what chairs might say throughout the day. So if people wanted to watch, we're hoping that we can put these online first thing in the morning on the Tuesday of our conference. And that gives people all day if they want to watch the video, to be able to catch up and then to kind of digest the information. So it gives a nice free time for that. Second, one of the things that we don't think about a lot of times is that this gives us a record for people that are not able to attend or to Zoom in, or however we want to say it, and they can go back and watch later and kind of understand the movements we're making. Third, hopefully it saves some time during the event itself, and the hope then is that we are able to take care of what we need to take care of and communicate what we need to take care of, and allow that to be done. And then third, it encourages the chairs and those reporting to be as concise as possible. Often that is one of the most important things, and we often forget it, and so we can tend to kind of ramble sometimes. And so the hope is that this forces us to condense our thoughts down into shorter messages. And here I am, I'm about 10 seconds over on this one, so I just wanted to fill you in on that and let you know why we're trying to do it this way. I know there's going to be hiccups, and the hope is that we smooth those out as we go. Thanks a lot.
Hello, this is Ginger Thompson. I'm reporting on the membership standing at the end of the third quarter 2023. To begin the quarter, we had reported 898 members. We lost 5 to death: Lucille Bell, Rose Thompson, John Wall, Peggy Withrow, and Ann Medeiros. And we lost 1 to letters transferred, Meredith Spees to Bethel Baptist Church in Lake Wylie. That gives us a total membership standing at the end of the third quarter of 892. Thank you.
Hopefully, as you come on the campus on Sunday mornings, you have noticed the new signage and our greeters. We have hospitality team that are posted throughout campus, and as well as our deacons. And this is something that is under Campus Connect. So we'll be working with Campus Connect to create team captains for these hospitality team members. We start each Sunday morning off with a team huddle at 8:47 in the gathering place. That is just a time for us to regroup, make sure that every post is covered, that people are there, and then to pray over our morning, because we are praying that we see new faces on campus, and first impressions are everything. So we're just really tightening up there, making sure that our campus is lively and friendly for those who may come on campus. If you have not come to the gathering place, we are hoping that will become like the central location, information center for visitors and guests. So come check it out. We have coffee down there as well. If you see someone that's new to campus that they maybe look lost, send them to the gathering place. We have our hospitality team there ready to show our guests and visitors where to go and to start our Sunday mornings.
This is Deborah Hunter-Cook presenting Pritchard Church 2023 third quarter conference update for the Christian Education Committee. The CE Committee's meeting this quarter was held via Zoom on Tuesday, July 11th. The agenda was the planning of the 2023 fall session Pritchard Connect Group offerings. Various committee members were assigned, both existing and potentially new adult group facilitators to follow up with to confirm fall offerings. Updates. Pritchard Connect Groups, PCGs, replaced the use of term Sunday school going forward. The 2023 PCG fall session timeframe is September through December of 2023. PCG fall session offerings announcements, sign-ups, and kickoff were completed September 10th. As a result of the CE Committee's hard work and efforts towards the goal, the following PCGs will be held this session. The Book of Mark, Happy Hearts Facilitator Peggy Spence. Free Spirits Facilitator Marion Harris. His in Service Facilitator Ken Edall. Group Predicting Jesus through looking at the book of Isaiah. Facilitator Tanya Mazingo. The Cowboys Group, The Wired Word. Facilitator Don Royer. The Seekers Group, The Gospel-Centered Community. Facilitator Virginia Wallace. Food for Thought, God's Encouragement for the Christian Journey. The facilitator of this group, Don Taft. Jesus in Our Generation. The facilitators, both Stacy Elder and Nicole Grady. Celebration of Discipline. Facilitator, Pastor Chris Richardson. This is offered Sundays as well as on Thursdays. And then finally, the group More Than Conquerors. Facilitator, Gary Huntercook. This is held on Saturday evenings. Reports. Thank you. Reports respectfully submitted, Deborah Huntercook, 2023 CE Committee Chair.
This is the Endowment Committee report for the October 10th business meeting. We are happy to be able to announce that we had a growth of 9.6% through August. Our numbers through September were not available when this report was made. We should have those numbers before the 10th of October. Our endowment fund as of 8/31/2023 was $6,325,101. We continue to ask for your prayers for our endowment funds that this growth will continue through the rest of the year. We would also like to remind you again that our endowment fund exists because of the generous donations that our church family has been giving over the past 26 years. Let me make you aware that the donor board that was mounted in the gathering place lobby has been moved to the lobby as you exit the left front of the sanctuary. One of the funds that is in our endowment is the Solomon Mission Fund, donated by Hazel Solomon in honor of her mother, Mamie, to honor the service, her service to the Lord, and her service to Pritchard. That fund was set up to make equal yearly donations to the Annie Armstrong Missions Fund at Easter, the Lottie Moon Missions Fund in the December of each year. Over the years, we have needed to add a second donation to Annie Armstrong in December to make those donations equal. After talking with Pastor Chris, our committee made a unanimous vote to make 2 equal donations to each of these missions, one at Easter and one at Christmas. Due to an oversight at Easter, we started that process in September, making a $25,000 donation to each of these missions, and we will make the second donation to each one in December. If you have any questions, I will be glad to try to answer them. Respectfully submitted, Bill Farson, Chairman of the Endowment Committee.
On behalf of the Properties and Facilities Committee, over this last quarter, there's a good bit of maintenance done on the church campus. In front of the sanctuary, the sidewalk and walk area was pressure washed. In the Pritchard building, first floor hallway and the first and second floors of the gathering place were painted. In addition, there was a mural painted on the balcony in the gathering place. In the Williams building, there's a lot of maintenance work done. First floor, we did a good bit of updates to the caulking and some painting and some work in the playground area. Second floor of the Williams building, the hallway and classrooms were painted. An effort led by Kristen Rogers. who did some beautiful designs. And on the third floor, the Williams building, we replaced 29 ceiling tiles that were damaged by a leaking roof, but the roof has since been repaired, no longer leaking. At the Lake Lodge, the entire flooring was installed throughout the house. It's waterproof laminate throughout the house. All the ceilings, walls, and trim have all been painted, with the exception of the baseboards. Kitchen cabinets have been installed with the exception of the countertops. They are on order. The bathroom vanities are on order. The light fixtures have not been installed. On the exterior of the lodge, the 12 by 32 foot deck is complete with the exception of the handrails. The only other work to be done on the outside is that we will rebuild the ramp and deck on the front of the lodge, and then at some point underpin it. And that's pretty much it for this quarter, submitted by Buck Boyd.
Good evening, Pritchard, friends, and members. I'm reporting on the Missions Committee and our activities for the past quarter. We did have one meeting early on in this quarter where we discussed budgeting, supporting other ministries and missions, and where we wanted to best use the money that is given to the Lord to serve Him. Activities during this quarter were in August, the backpack and school supply gift to the Charles Parker Education Center, and the blessing of the backpacks was done mid-August. Upcoming allocations will be a $3,000 gift that was approved last year by the Missions Committee for the upcoming crop walk. Our next meeting actually took place back on Tuesday, October 26th. Too late to include in this video, but what we discussed was the budget for the 2024 fiscal year. Missions Committee report, respectfully submitted, Gary Huntercook. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tara Rogers, and I'm the chair of the nominating committee this year. I work with some tremendous people, such as Vicki Aroba, David Ford, Lisa Wall, Marion Harris, Melanie Evans Harper, Doug Evans, and Melody Chain. And together, we are finding people in the church to serve on all the committees. The committees of our church are the foundation of our church, and we want to fill them with you. So when you get a call, please listen to what we're trying to get you to do. And we have just started meeting, and we've already filled 3 committees, and we have filled our church officers. We still have several more committees to fill, so you will be getting a call from one of us. Thank you so much, and thank you for supporting your church.
If you don't know me, my name is David Kroll, and I am presenting this report on behalf of my co-chair, Peggy Lyerly, and the rest of the Personnel Committee for the third quarter of 2023. There isn't a lot to report, but I can tell you that the search for an executive pastor is underway. This effort is being led by Chris Richardson, and there's been a pretty good response to the postings he has made looking for applicants. The primary responsibility for this position will be to cover the vacancy that will be left when Doug Burkhart leaves. But you may be asking yourself, why an executive pastor title? Please allow me to read an excerpt from the job posting regarding the ministry side of the position, which is not currently part of the role Doug is filling. The executive pastor will assist the lead pastor in planning, communicating, and executing the big picture vision of the mission of Pritchard Church. This will include spiritual facets as well as administrative facets. However, if the executive is not ordained, she or he can be hired in a director capacity. Then the executive can pursue ordination or not. There is a relational aspect to this position that is as important as the accounting and facility supervision. If you would like to read the full job posting, it can be found on churchstaffing.com, and there you can search for Pritchard. We are also in the process of forming a small 3 to 4 person search team for the worship leader position as we prepare for David Bales to transition into retirement. This team will be led by Matthew Rogers. We are extremely grateful that David has provided a reasonable lead time in order to find the right person to take on this role. As we've heard, it typically takes, on average, 18 months to fill that role. While not really a personnel committee item, as there is a dedicated CDC committee or board that oversees the CDC and also handled filling this position, Kim Govan has been hired as the CDC director and definitely has her hands full, but is working out very well so far. We express a great deal of gratitude to Kathy Evans, Debbie Price, and Meg McCormick, along with each of their spouses as well, for filling the gap that allowed the CDC to continue to operate during the time without an active CDC director. Respectfully submitted, 2023 Personnel Committee.
This is the Stewardship Committee report for the third quarter conference on October 10th. The profit and loss, we're showing a profit for the year of $63,964. As compared to the budget, we would still be in the hole by about $9,000. So we're showing a net profit compared to the budget of $73,000. The only concerning thing right now is the fact that we're about $40,000 under in total revenue, and we're keeping that in line by we've just have reduced expenses to show the profit that we have. Other things we are working on is the first draft of the 2024 budget, which we're close to getting completed at this time. The Stewardship Committee will review the budget on October 19th and make any adjustments that they feel needed. And then on November 12th, the presentation of the budget will be made at that service to the congregation. On November 21st, there'll be a question and answer session via Zoom. And then on November 26th, the congregation will vote on the budget at that service. Thank you.
Well, hi there. This is the Pritchard Vision Team report for Q3. We've had 8 meetings year to date. Pastor Chris has attended all those. We still need a volunteer for vice chair and one for secretary. The top line discussions that have guided all of our discussions are the 3 major themes that Chris introduced back in January: open the front doors, grow small, and invest intentionally. Other top line topics we've discussed are the need for better connection between the community and Pritchard. We now have a CDC director in place, Kim Govan. Make sure you go meet her if you have not. Adjusting our Sunday school program to align on days perhaps beyond just Sunday. We've created connect groups, which encompass current Sunday school classes as well as some new classes. The music program, despite a lot of heart and effort, requires a boost to gain wider appeal. With some of the leadership changes that have begun in August with David's announcement, we have a nice transition coming over the next period of time on that as well. Other ideas that we've talked about as a committee is to continue to review our current staff, their skill set, how to realign with appropriate committees, what other leadership positions we will need from a staff position. Physical needs around the church we began to do during the Shine Up Week. A lot of you were involved in that. We've completed a lot of that, with second floor Williams being a key part of that. We're looking at changes within the sanctuary, but we carefully consider any major changes. We've already used lighting, repositioning of elements, things along those lines, just to refocus our attention. The church calendar is extensive. Chris put that together with the staff and other lay leadership. We won't go through all that here in this recap, but you can go look at that yourself in the messenger and other communications. Moving on to the administrative part of Vision, there are some significant bylaw adjustments that I'm already a couple months late in getting in front of the church. They're pretty extensive. They backed up for a number of years, but they are, as you can see listed there, we need to clean up the midweek language to be more flexible. We're going to be adjusting the deacon family process as well as qualifications and responsibilities for the deacons. The deacons have already had some working meetings toward this. We need to adjust a number of deacons to align more with our current church body. Endowment, scholarship, donor recognition, those type of money things. There are some language from the Farsons that we will be presenting to the church. And then lastly, the WE committee dissolution into the CDC committee. It's been this way for several years now. We just need to get that done directly. There are potential changes coming over the course of this year and next year that need to be adjusted and addressed as well. Those are restructuring the current 12 committees and subcommittees to be more flexible and agile to meet our changing needs. Currently, we require 102 people to fill these 12 committees. That's way too many for a church our current size. And that's excluding the filling 36 active deacon role. The bylaw process for any proposals from any committees or members, I'll throw it up here on the screen in a second. Make sure you follow that process and send that information in. It'll be in this report if you need it to refer to it. There's a slot shot of the 102 slots that are required. And this is the amendment process. This is in the church constitution and bylaws, and I've put it here for people's reference. Thank you for your time. That is the report for our committee for Q3. Thank you.
Hi everyone, it's Morgan Jessup coming in live from the CDC. We're doing a picnic for our families here. Nice fellowship. If you're not here, you're missing out. We really wish you could have been here. A couple of updates from the CDC committee. Our new director, Kim, she's settled in. She's actually implemented some new procedures. She's got a 4-day work week. 5 of our teachers have started participating in that, and so far the feedback's really positive. They're loving the flexible schedule. It's really working to help with their work-life balance. So we're really happy to hear the positive impact from that so far. We've hired some new teachers, but as you've heard in the past with our updates, we're always in search of new staff and new teachers just to keep making sure that we have enough people on hand at any given time, keeping our kids. The more teachers we have, the fuller we can be. We're also working on an online store. Melissa's helping us with that so that we can get more school merchandise. It's really not for profit. It's for to be able to raise awareness of the center so that as parents are out in the community, it's raising awareness of the center. As we raise awareness of the center, it certainly raises awareness for the church. Lastly, we're doing some evaluation still on the playground. I think I mentioned that in our last update. So we're still working on that. Once we have that evaluation done, we will be looking to ask for some more help in implementing the updates we need for the playground. And actually last, we're gonna do school pictures. So another cool thing Kim's doing is she's doing school pictures for the center, and the parents are really excited about that. We haven't been able to do that consistently for the last few years, so everyone's really looking forward to having school pictures for their children. So lots of great things happening. Again, really wish you were here. Got special guests. This is Savannah Jessup. Not only is she a member of the church, she also attends the CDC. So say hey, Savannah. We wish you all were here. Maybe next time. Thanks.
David Bales here, reporting for the Worship Committee. Our Worship Committee is primarily tasked with facilitating communion and baptisms. We are doing communion a little more often now, as much as once a month, and so utilizing different means of doing that, still with the little kits that have the juice and wafer in one little kit, but also using other methods, which I'm sure we'll continue with that. And we're hopeful to have more baptisms in the near future. So that is my report. Thank you.
Senior Adult Report by Stan Heiser. It has been a very busy quarter and summer for our senior adults. Thursday, July 20th, we journeyed to the newly renovated Billy Graham Library, viewing all the new exhibits, and had lunch at the Graham Dairy Bar. August 22nd through 25th, 22 attended Summerfest 2. The theme was Attitude of Gratitude at Fort Caswell, Coastal Retreat and Conference Center at Oak Island. 5 of our men helped build the new 78-foot wheelchair ramp that's on the back side of the conference center that goes down to the beautiful new recreation center along the Cape Fear River. September 9th, we traveled to Thomasville, North Carolina, to Mills Home and the headquarters for NCBAM to attend The Field of Makers, a juried artisan event featuring North Carolina's finest craftsmen, plus entertainment and food trucks. Wednesday, September 13th, Sweet Spirits resumed. Entertainment was by NC team members. They dressed up as your favorite singing stars and played NC musical bingo. A delicious meal was presented by Cracker Barrel. Thursday, September 14th, the Sonago Choir resumed, led by Nona Thompson. We have some upcoming dates. Sunday, October 8 at 6 p.m., Magnify Choir and Orchestra reunion concert at Community Church at Lake Wiley, directed by John Lewis. Tuesday evening Bible studies resume, 6:45 to 8 p.m. each Tuesday evening. October 10, quarterly conference. October 17, Bible study and prayer time led by me. Sunday, October 15th, deadline to sign up for the Wolford House Dinner Theater and their presentation of the Wolford House Christmas Carol. Wednesday, October 18, Sweet Spirits present their first annual variety show. Sign up by Thursday, October the 12th. Throughout this quarter, several of our senior adults have been up at the Lake Lodge working on the renovations there, led by Buck Boyd. I thank all who have been doing that. Have a great day.
David Bales here, reporting as your Minister of Music and Outreach. This may overlap with Bob Morgan's report, but we do have our Fall Festival coming up very soon. On October the 21st, we've had a time change this year. It will be from noon till 2 o'clock. This was necessitated by the Charlotte Football Club having a big game that afternoon, which we had been unaware of, but it is supposed to be a very highly attended game with one of the world's star soccer players involved in that game. So October 21st, Fall Festival, noon till 2. We'll be needing volunteers, and we'll be asking you to sign up to do that very soon. It's very quickly coming on the horizon, the Christmas and Advent season. From a musical standpoint, the highlight this year will be on Sunday morning, December 17th, as we have our Christmas musical celebration, and we will have a service of music, many familiar tunes, and also some new ones as well. In our morning worship service, we continue to seek to have inspiring, meaningful services, musical and otherwise, and you may have noticed a change in the worship service occasionally, a different flow to the service, creating different highs and lows within the service. So we hope that that is meaningful to you. Thank you very much.
Hello, our Pritchard kids have started off with a great start this fall. We are located now completely on the second floor, our infants through fifth graders. We are so excited that we're all in one space. We have been so fortunate to share a space with the CDC on the first floor, but sharing is sometimes hard, which is a little interesting that we cannot share, and we teach that to children to share. But we're excited to have our own space where we can have things on the wall, hanging from the ceiling, and just our own space. So we are so excited to be on the second floor, infant through fifth grade. A big shout out, a big thanks to Kristen Rogers. She has spent countless hours up there painting. We've had the firewall closed so that the kids could not see anything for all of summer. And then during our work week, we had several that came up there and helped paint the rest of the hallway. And I'm just so excited, and our kids and our families are just thrilled to be up there. And it is so fun to see them excited to come to church. We had a parents' night out on a Saturday night where some of our youth girls babysat along with me. And we had 16 kids, and 9 of them were in-house, which was very exciting to me because it showed that our people invited their friends and entrusted us to watch their children. So that was a great hit. We will have to do that again for sure. And then we've had a preschool family fellowship at the Jessup home. We had that September 24th, right after worship, and that was just really fun to have something right after church. It just kind of took me back to going over to a friend's house or back home on a Sunday after church and having a meal in fellowship. So things are going great, and be sure to come check out the second floor if you haven't already.
Hi, this is Brock Ballard. This is my first video of the July, August, and September quarterly update of what's going on inside of our youth ministry. And I'm so very excited to share with all of you what's been going on in the lives of Pritchard youth and our young people for the months of July, August, and September. If we start with the month of July, Saturday, July 8th, Pritchard Youth had a lock-in and went skating. It was a lot of fun. Started on Saturday night with pizza and had the lock-in, spend the night at the church up in the loft, and went skating. Fell down a few times. It was not like riding a bike. Then had church on Sunday morning, of course, and just went into church. But it was a lot of fun, and that was Saturday, July 8th. Monday, July 10th through Thursday, July 13th, Pritchard Youth was able to help with VBS and volunteer for VBS, and that's very important that they got leadership opportunities to help and serve alongside young people and underneath Melissa's leadership. On Saturday, July 22nd, we had a Youth Missions Day at Mike King's house. We grabbed a few youth and some weed eaters and leaf blowers, and Saturday, July 22nd, went to Mike King's house and mowed his yard. Got to see Kendra Elda riding a riding lawnmower. That was worth the trip all by itself. And saw a lot of youth. Todd Gabby had a weed eat for the first time, and so got to see students weed eating and leaf blowing and really ministering to Mike King and helping take care of his property. He did ask for a Chick-fil-A breakfast that morning on the way there, so we were happy to bring that. I'm going to have to go a lot faster. Wednesday, July 26th, youth bowling night. That was a lot of fun. Had bowling night Wednesday, July 26th. On Saturday, July 30th, we had youth Sunday serve. We move into August 7th through the 11th, we had Camp Ridgecrest. Thursday, August 24th, I went to Caden's football game. Saturday, August 26th was the Knights baseball game. That was Saturday, August 26th. Pritchard Youth got to have a great time going to a baseball game. Sunday, August 27th, again, was the Sunday serve. Now we're in September. Monday, September 11th was Gabby's field hockey game. It was a lot of fun going to see a field hockey game. Never been to one of those before. Monday, September 25th, went to Jack's basketball game. And this coming Friday, September 29th, the youth are going to Scarewinds, which will be a lot of fun. So thank you so much for your prayers in our youth ministry. Thank you so much for your support. It's a blessing to be a part of Pritchard Youth. We have a lot of fun, and you know, it's great camaraderie, great community, and it's just a blessing to be a part of it. So thank you so much for your prayers and support.
Hey everyone, I'm here to provide a few quick updates about Pritchard Recreation. Last summer, we held over 8 weeks of summer camps, which included our own internal camps as well as community partnerships. We served about 200 kids during the summer in that time, and we were able to scholarship over 30 kids in need. Of the scholarship, most students were from Title I schools, including many from Charles Parker Elementary. Any kid that was in need of a scholarship for summer camp was able to receive one. As we look ahead to fall and winter, as of this recording on September 27th, we have 31 men's basketball leagues team playing here on a weekly basis, thus serving over 300 men per week. Provides a safe place for fellowship, competition, and coming together for a bigger purpose. We continue with our community partnership with STEM School Inc., a local nonprofit serving over 60 kids that are homeschooled every single Friday here at Pritchard. The mission of the organization is to ensure all students, regardless of race, ethnicity, income level, are able to gain access to quality STEM education. We help provide all kids with physical activity, emphasizing community building with those kids here at Pritchard Recreation. This winter, we will again play in the Impact Youth Basketball League, an interfaith recreational basketball league including Pritchard, Myers Park Presbyterian, Myers Park Baptist, Covenant Presbyterian, Sharon Pres, just to name a few. Each Saturday, we will host anywhere from about 120 to maybe upwards of 175 kids, plus all of their families. So probably about 300 people every Saturday here from December all the way through February. We play a pivotal role in ensuring our young kids are active, learning about sportsmanship and God, and coming together for a bigger purpose. It's a crucial thing that we do here during the wintertime for our kids. As part of this, we will continue our commitment serving kids from Charles Parker Elementary School this season. Last season, we hosted them and we took in about 16 to 18 kids from Charles Parker Elementary, and we took them in at zero cost. We will do that again this season, and we will provide them with the coaching, mentorship, and jerseys that they need. The look on their faces when they receive their first jersey is priceless, as many of them have never had an opportunity to play on a team before. Other activities that we continue to do include pickleball, or partnership with Tom Sykes Rec Center, and serving kids from the CDC twice per week, as well as gym rentals, birthday parties, and much more. Our emphasis continues to be providing a safe place for people to come in for physical activity, fellowship, and we will continue with our mission of serving the community as best we can. Thank you.
All right, this is my second update, and I wanted to update on some staffing things that we have going on. This is the pastor side, and so a couple of things that most of you are probably aware of, but wanted to fill you in, keep the communication lines open. First, many of you know that Doug Burkhart, our administrator right now, has decided that he wants to retire on March 1st at the latest. And so, one of the things I love about Doug is that he is very honest and forthcoming, and him giving us plenty of time has allowed us to start a search. And he said, if we fill the role early, then he's good with that too. And so what we've done is we've posted this position on several search websites, and we've gotten a pretty good amount of resumes and some really strong ones. And so I've started some initial conversations. The personnel team has put together a plan, and so first I'm having some initial kind of off the books conversations, just kind of getting a feel for some of these candidates. And so phone calls and in person. We have a few that are here local, and this is going to be an adjustment from the administrator role. This is going to change into an executive pastor, and the hope is that this person handles what Doug has handled, but then also brings a level of ministry to the role as well to help fill in some of those gaps that we have. And so any questions on that, I'm happy to address as we go. The second, we're in the very early phases of our worship pastor search, worship director. We'll see what the title is as we go, but we are beginning to form a committee that will help spearhead that, and they will begin soliciting some feedback and input about that position as we go. And so look for that. We want to have as much input as possible because we know that this is such an important position. Thanks a bunch.